Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risking their lives and their freedom to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Ekalio, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip. Alright, so here it is, another update regarding the mark of the beast prophecy, man. And a lot has been going on this week regarding the prophecies of Yahweh Shemishai, the uprising of the sedition, 2nd Esdras chapter 15, 2nd Esdras chapter 16, all right? The famine of the word is coming, Amos chapter 8 and verse 11, the World War III prophecy, that is building up. Many things have happened this week, man, all right? And while all of these things are happening, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the rulers of this kingdom today, and they are the wicked, they're developing day by day, with great speed, their mark of the beast system. And this is their endgame goal. At hand is their NWO, their New World Order. And at the forefront of it is their microchip. So the entire world is transforming to accommodate this microchip. And the microchip itself is that biometric microchip, RFID microchip, all right? Now, firstly, before I read what that is, let's read the prophecy. In Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, it says, "And he causeth all," and the he is going to be the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, the elite bankers, the ones that have the NWO agenda building up, going full speed right now. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, so it doesn't matter who you are, your social status, nothing, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, all right? To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and this mark at G5480 is called the charagma, a stamp and imprinted mark, stamp imprinted, all right? So something that is put in, okay? And in this case, it is going to be put into the body. The prophecy says in their right hand or in their foreheads, so it is in the hand and the forehead, which is talking about you have the brain microchip that is up and running. You have various manufacturers of it, from Neuralink to Synchron to other developers that are developing brain microchips, and then the competitors in China as well. And then the portion in the hand, which that has been around for a good while now. All right, you have people in America, the UK, Europe, Sweden, who are microchipped and using the microchip for its intended purpose. So the technology is out there. The point of sales machines also accepts microchip payments already. So the technology is out there and it's up and running. But the prophecy says that it is going to become mandatory, right? That's why it says he causeth all. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So unless you have the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, you won't be able to buy or sell, which means you won't have access to services, and services you cannot provide unless you have the microchip. You have to be a part of the system in order, or rather, you have to have the microchip to be a part of the system, to continue to be in the system. If not, you will be shut out. And the developments going on around the world, you can see it, okay? So with that, they are developing a digital payment system, which is the central bank digital currencies. And then America signed the Genius Act with the stable coin, which is at a 1-to-1 ratio to the US dollar. So it is and functions like a digital dollar. Okay, so that's a worldwide thing. Also, you have the digital identification system, which is being built up. Okay, the digital identification system is a stepping stone heading towards the microchip, because what this digital ID is doing, it is consolidating all of your information into one place, right? Which will eventually then just be transferred onto the microchip, because the microchip is meant to be used for an all-for-one usage, all right, where everything is going to be stored on it. Okay, so unless you have this microchip, you won't be able to buy or sell. You're going to be shut out from society. So this is what is at hand. So the biometric microchip itself, it says a biometric microchip is a small chip that stores unique biological information for identification and authentication purposes. These chips are integrated into various devices, most commonly biometric passports, to enhance security by making it harder to forge or alter documents and speed up border crossings. They are also used in applications like secure access control, payment systems, and even human implants for private, convenient identification and authentication, although human implants face ethical and legal discussions, all right? So how it works, it's storage of data. The microchip stores biometric data, which can be compared to a scan of a person's features such as a fingerprint or face. Authentication: when a person presents a biometric passport or device, a reader verifies the data stored on the chip, ensuring the identity of the person, right? And when it is by way of biometric identification, it is personal, right? Esau found out, that everybody's biometrics is unique regarding the fingerprint. Convenience and security: by storing information electronically on a microchip, it can be harder to tamper or forge, providing both a security and convenience benefit. All right, so common uses: biometric passports, a standard feature in many countries. Passports to secure border controls and streamline travel. Human implants: some individuals are using implantable microchips, often using RFID and NFC technology. Those technologies have been, advancing very rapidly and also integrated into many things around us. For contactless payment, access to buildings and storing personal information. So the access control systems: biometric chips can be used in devices for secure access to sensitive areas or personal devices, right? So there are people who are microchipped, like Chip Girl on social media, where she's microchipped and at her home, she uses her microchip to open up the various cabinets and doors in her house. Okay, and I believe she even, maybe it's her, I'm not 100% sure. All right, but there is someone who has used their microchip to open up their car as well. Okay, and then the microchip itself, there are people who are microchips and they're using it to make payments. They're using it to make payments at a vending machine. They're using it to make payments for travel, all these kinds of things. Once again, microchip payments are already accepted at these point of sales machines and these various machines around the world. Payment and banking: the ability to make cashless transactions or secure financial transfers is another emerging application of this technology. Okay, so this is just, the very broad overview and then what it looks like, right? So this is the microchip itself, and that's it in the hand. And then they use a device which pierces the skin to insert the microchip, right? So this is a microchip here. They say it's about the size of a grain of rice. Let me Google RFID microchip. This is it. This is the mark of the beast. And then that's the device used to administer it, which is the Carax, right? When you break down from G5480 from Karagmut to G5482, which is Carax, a pail or stake. Okay, so when you look at what a stake is, it's something that is, like similar to like the shape of a pencil with a sharp point, right? That sharp point is what pierces the skin, and then they inject, there it is, the microchip into the body, right? So Knowing what the market chip is, we have to look at the system that is coming in. All right. And so that is why we take a look at the digital identification system and then the central bank digital currencies, right? Which is the new digital payment system which is coming in, because a market chip is a digital device which will be making, digital payments. All right. They're doing away with cash. They have announced that several times. They're heading towards a cashless society and all these kinds of things, because a market chip is going to be the main point of making purchases, right? And then you're going to have all of your information stored into one place, which is a digital ID, right? Which is going to then be stored onto the market chip. And so the digital ID, which has been proposed by the World Economic Forum, shows you. So the digital ID, it talks about people, things, entities, and devices. And the way I see when they talk about it like this is, the merging of. Because firstly, you have the people, then they're merging people with the technology, right? And then the technology is 100% going to be a part of their life, because every single thing that the people will be doing with the market chip, they have to use it to make payments. They have to use it when they go to for medical services. They have to use it for everything, right? For government services, everything. And this digital ID shows you. So then they have the idea of the smart cities and the 15-minute cities. So people are microchipped, merging with the technology, and then walking around the cities, constantly interacting with the digital system that will be put in place. Okay? So then it shows you here that your healthcare is going to be attached to your digital identity, financial services, your bank accounts, and everything. Food and sustainability, your travel and mobility, your passports and everything are going to be tied to your digital identity. Humanitarian response, e-commerce, right? So your online shopping profile is going to be connected to your digital identity. Social platforms, your social media identity is going to be attached to your digital identity, which tells you that there will be no more anonymity online. That is going away very soon. E-government, government services is going to be attached to your digital identity. Telecommunications, your phone, your SIM card is going to be attached to your digital identity. Then the smart cities, which are the smart cities are what, they envision for the cities to be. And once again, people are going to be microchipped going around these 15-minute cities using their microchip for everything that they do. This is the goal of the wicked elite of Esau Edom. It is the new and improved, in their eyes, slavery system that is coming in. Okay? So this is why these things are looked at and focused on. Okay? Regarding the mark of the beast prophecy, because the microchip is already out there. The system, Salakia, the technology is up and running, successful, both the brain microchip and the hand microchip. But there's a system that has to come in because it's going to become mandatory worldwide, right? As it says in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the word world here is at G3625 is oikomini, which is talking about the inhabited earth. So the entire earth is going to be faced with the microchip. Okay, now regarding the hour of temptation, okay, and who the warning is for, it is for the Israelites and the Israelites only, as only salvation is for the Israelites. And of the nation of Israel, only a remnant will be saved, which is the elect of the nation of Israel. So the warnings that are going out there from Yahweh Shemishai is pertaining to the Israelites. However, the mark of the beast prophecy, it is going to be upon the entire world. All right, both Israelite and heathen. Okay. Now, one thing to point out here, the word temptation at G3986 and then the word try here at G3985, right? It talks about parasmos in the Greek, which is a trial, a proving, right? Which it will be a moment of proving, right? To see if you stand with Yahweh Shemishai, or if you're going to bend the knee and accept Esau's microchip, because it will be presented in various different types of ways. It's going to be presented as a new hot thing in technology for people to take, because that's the spirit of this world with technology. Technology advances and the people look at it as, oh, this is a new hot thing. This is the way that the world is going, and some people will just take it like that. Other people will view it as, when Esau presents it as a form of quote unquote salvation to escape the troubles at hand, because we're heading into the time of Jacob's trouble. We're heading into the times of famine, pestilences, the sword, chaos, okay, all kinds of things, man. It's going to be terrible times. So Esau is going to be like, well, here's the microchip. You're going to have to take this in order to be a part of society, or you're going to be shut out. Okay. So then when you break it down, G3985, parazzo, which is also talking about a trial. Okay. Then the origin, G3984, para, which talks about the origin from the base of through the idea of piercing at G4008, and then that is paran, which is to pierce. All right, so it breaks down to pierce. So this can be read as, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of piercing, which shall come upon all the world to pierce them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of piercing, because that's how the microchip is administered. It pierces the skin and then it's inserted inside. All right, so this is what is coming. It's going to be a worldwide event, right? He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, etc. Okay, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. This is where we're heading towards. So, understanding that, all right, you can just take a look at a few of the things regarding the developments. And when I say a few of the things, it really is a few of the things, because this system is being implemented worldwide. It's a one world agenda. And all of these leaders around all of these countries have been given their mandate from the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, the elite bankers, to develop these systems and to push forward with it. All right. You have the digital payment system being brought in. You have the digital identification system being brought in, and then the overall development of the digital ecosystem with the digital public infrastructure, right? Transforming everything to go digital, from the government services to the medical services, all of these kinds of things, right? And all of it is to be able to facilitate the microchip, where when it is that people are going about their daily lives, the microchip is interacting with the various different systems that have been digitalized. Okay, so article after article, Madagascar seeks firm to expand the digital interoperability platform. All right, so Madagascar's digital governance and identification management system project says it is in need of a consulting firm that will support efforts to scale up its national interoperability system, i.e. build up their digital public infrastructure. Zambia announces early market engagement to discuss digital ID procurement. Heritage being focused on digital ID, okay? The Smart Zambia Institute has announced the holding of an early market engagement session next month to fine-tune preparations for 2 digital transformation project procurements. Costa Rica rolls out National Digital Identity app. Costa Rica has officially launched its mobile digital identity, allowing citizens to present the document on their smartphone the same way as a physical card, once just a stepping stone. All right, the phone as well, a stepping stone. Getting people used to having all of their data and information stored into one place, right? Because a phone right now harbors so many things. Personal information, payment information by way of Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, you know what I'm saying? All right, and then just storing whatever it is on it. Just a stepping stone of getting people gradually used to relying on one thing to have everything in one place. Okay, so they're having their apps where your digital identity is on the phone, right? South Africa unveils roadmap for a single digital ID system. The South African government is working out a plan for the introduction of a single digital ID system that will streamline access to services in government and private sector. So there it is. All right, just as the digital ID shows that government services are going to be tied to your digital ID, okay, for citizens to access and use services, file taxes, vote, collect benefits. There it is, the development of it. All right, in South Africa, a digital ID system that will streamline access to services in government and the private sector. Okay, so then another one, Ghana begins enrolling under 14s for digital ID. Remember, he calls it all, both small and great. Okay, rich and poor, free and bond. The National Identification Authority of Ghana has begun the registration of children aged between 6 and 14 for the Ghana card in premium centers. Okay, so he calls it all once again. So it's going to be from baby on breast to the oldest person that you know. All right, so this is what they're implementing, right? First, things just happen in stages. First, it's like the over 18s, and now they're targeting under 14s, you know, which is the teenagers and the children, because everybody's going to be a part of the system, right? So then another one, digital ID back on the table in UK as a way to manage migration, as if it ever left the table. And always keep that in mind. Keep the prophecy in mind. The mark of the beast prophecy, man, and the market chip. That regardless of what the news says, that may appear like they are against it, or, oh, maybe, you know, if or maybe it may come. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll put out there in the mainstream media sometimes. Nah, you know what it is. You know it's coming. All right. But this is just the way how Esau does, like a certain tug and pull with the people, right? They put the information out there and gradually get people used to the idea of it, because they know some people are going to fight back. But with time of continuous exposing people to the idea of something, people eventually just get used to it and comfortable with it. Okay. Digital ID programs have a patchy history in the UK. First pushed by Tony Blair's Labour government in the mid-2000s, it faced sharp criticism and public pushback. Now the government of PM Keir Starmer is considering issuing digital ID cards as a way to manage migration. In comments made during the Five Eyes, okay, so reiterates her long-standing support for digital ID and notes that she supported the Blair government's initial introduction of ID cards. All right, so here it is. They're just using whatever reason to bring it out. And in this case, they're using migration. All right, so that's just something, you know, to be observed and see. But ultimately, we know the end game goal. They will push these things out there because the market chip is the mark of the beast, and that prophecy is going to be fulfilled. All right, so that's just it, man. All right. Regarding, you know, the update regarding this prophecy. And so there's a judgment for those who take it. This is the warning from Yahweh Shemishai unto the nation of Israel. And the third angel followed them, saying, Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. And the word worship here at G4352 is proskuneo, which is to kiss the hand towards one in token of reverence, right? It says, meaning like a dog licking his master's hand. And that is what you will be doing when you take the market chip. It is a very great offense to Yahweh Shemishai, where then it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shemishai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, who is Yahushai. All right, so America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. And for those of you Israelites who take the market chip, you are going to be destroyed. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8 lets us know the number that will be saved and destroyed in America. 1/3 of our people will be saved and 2/3 will be destroyed. So 1/3 that will be saved will not be taking the mark of the beast, that is of the elect. All right, will not be taking that mark chip. And then 2/3 of our people, they're going to be destroyed, man. All right, for refusing to repent, refusing to return to our power, and bending the knee and accepting Esau, Edom as, their salvation and taking that microchip. All right. And this is what is at hand, man. So never forget this prophecy while all these things are going on, because this is developing very rapidly as the days go by. With that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai by Shemaka Kodesh. Shalom.